Yes, sir. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Reg Dollar. Welcome back to the GOATED Legacy series. And we're finally in a March Madness tournament. But right here, I just wanted to show y'all the final polls that were had before the selection Sunday and everything happened. Duke finished fourth, UCLA third, UNLV won, Georgia Tech second. Coaches poll, Georgia Tech finished first. Mid-major poll, you got Ryder, Hofstra, in the top two. And the RPI, Duke finished up number one in the RPI rankings. And if you guys didn't watch Selection Sunday, we're gonna get into. I'm gonna give my thoughts on some of this because they really put all the blue bloods I was controlling all in one bracket on the West region, and they all have a chance to meet, right? So Duke and the winner, Duke is probably gonna need to play Kentucky and Michigan on this side of the bracket. Number one seeds were Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, UNLV, and UCLA was the other one. So, all right, let's take a look at some of the brackets. Syracuse, Oregon, we got a good matchup there. Florida, well, we don't care about Florida. Nobody on there. Villanova got a 6 seed. I guess San Diego State might have won the Mountain West. I'm not sure, but Houston. All right, the West is definitely the best region. You got Ole Miss, Kansas State was a solid team. Houston, UConn, Texas A&M was good out of the Conference USA. Then you got Kansas, Kentucky was hit or miss, and Duke all in that same region. UCLA side, I think they got the number one overall seed, and they don't have too much competition. I think they should easily make it to the Final Four, but you know how things are in a tournament. Georgia Tech, who they got in their region? Notre Dame, who's one of the hottest teams in the nation. Marquette is also in there. Providence, Louisville, Miami, Rider, South Florida. So they got the toughest teams are all in the fucking West. What the committee got they got shoot the fade with me because I don't know why this why this bracket is this lopsided. UNLV, they don't really got anybody in they shit. USC, BYU, Tennessee, Texas, Hofstra, Alabama, like that shit is sweet. That shit is sweet compared to the West. This shit about to be whoever come out the West, that shit is gonna be a war. A war. Like Kansas State should give Ole Miss a tough matchup. Houston and UConn in a second round potentially is gonna be a good ass game. Texas A&M, Kansas. We're gonna have a Duke and Kentucky matchup in a second round of the tournament potentially. Gotta make sure before we get into this, control these games. All right, let me go through all this. If you haven't already, make sure I should have probably made a playlist. I'll probably end up making a playlist for this. Make sure y'all tune into all the other episodes. Highly recommend if you haven't watched the last episode, highly recommend at least skipping to like the last like 20 minutes where Selection Sunday is because it's just such a like cool future in the game. Just having like Greg Gumbel and Clark Kellogg. Like, damn, I just wish like 2K first 2K bring back college hoops, but like I wish they just even had something like that and one of the not college basketball, 2K games. Is there any other teams we need to look at? Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably go through this every single round. All right, nobody. All right, Big East, Georgetown made it. Xavier made it. Not sure if Logan Shazauskas is back. Marquette made it. Controlled Nevada, Providence. Is that it? I did Villanova, right? Oh no, I didn't. All right. Big Ten. Not too many teams in the Big Ten made it. We're already controlling Kentucky, so we don't have to do that. Ohio State didn't make it. Purdue didn't make it. That's it for the Big Ten teams. Big 12, BYU going up against American. Got a favorable matchup. Texas and Houston. Right. Damn, I don't think any like the mid-major programs really made it. Just thinking about it. Memphis got snubbed. And yeah, Memphis is playing Sam Houston State in the NIT. There's a couple teams I saw in the NIT when I was looking at. I guess I can show y'all that real quick. But Memphis and Sam Houston State, low key, I want to see who was I won in that game. Yeah, UTEP is also in there. So I guess if they're still playing, I'll control them. I just know certain leagues I just don't remember. Bradley, yeah, they definitely ain't none of this. Northern Iowa, no. Mountain West, Gonzaga is in the NRT. Colorado didn't make anything. UNLV, number one seed. Pac-10, Arizona. Arizona State didn't make anything. Oregon and Syracuse, that's about to be a good one. 8-9 matchup. Probably the best 8-9 matchup. UCLA, USC, Bama, Arkansas in the NIT. Yeah, can't back out of it now. You better show up, Cal. Auburn in the NIT. It was one of the teams that was on the bubble. LSU, did they make the tournament? They definitely made the tournament. NIT. Tennessee, I think we already controlled their game. West Coast, only team in the West Coast is Santa Clara. They didn't make anything. All right, so that's it for at least the first round. Stony Brook and Duke. All right. All right. UTEP, New Hampshire. This is NI. Oh, let me show y'all the NIT real quick. UNC so ass, they didn't even make the NIT. Had to throw my shot out there on UNC. Auburn got one of the top seeds. All right, so teams that we got in here that we should pay a little attention to. Middle Tennessee, I think they got Jay Electra. Didn't control them though. Arkansas, Memphis, Sam Houston State. On the other side, Gonzaga, UTEP just won their game. Tariq had 21. LSU on that bracket. So that's all right. So there's definitely a couple teams in there. All right, let's get into the tournament. Memphis, Sam Houston State. Memphis easily wins that one. Jameer Slater had 30. Delano Hughes, 24 and 11. And he has declared for the NBA draft. LSU VMI. LSU wins. Julius, 23. Arkansas, Miami, Ohio. Arkansas barely wins that game. They sneak away. Shit, if y'all go win something, y'all better win the NIT. So I'm leaving here with something. Gonzaga, Rhode Island. So I guess it's all NIT games. First Gonzaga, TJ Russell, 17, 15, and 5. I mean, 7 assists, actually. Auburn, Utah. Auburn's win. Matisse Bourne had 14. All right, now we get into the tournament time. High Point, Alabama. And Alabama take care of business. They went on a little run. They won the tournament in the SEC, 31 and 14 for Mario Ellington, 25 for Chase Cassidy. I'm loving what I've been seeing out of Mario. Next game, Duke, Stony Brook. Duke, Rich Mack, 21, 13, 5 steals, 3 blocks, 19 for Reggie Mack. Kentucky and Michigan. It's about to be a great game. And Kentucky ends up winning. Ja'Sir Kennedy puts up 29 points, but it wasn't enough because Rico Ryder had 22 and TJ Cyrus had 22. The guard play. Now we're gonna have a Duke and Kentucky matchup in the second round. That's gonna be fun to watch. But we're not watching that. It's gonna be a fun matchup. Reggie Mack, Rico Ryder, Matt Adams, TJ Cyrus. Now Texas. They win their game. Take care of business. This is all about survive and advance. Can't look ahead. Gotta take care of business first. Loyola Marymount going up against Kansas. Oh yeah, they was talking. I think it was Clark Kellogg saying he doesn't think that Kansas is gonna make it far. Imagine they just lost this game. All right, they won by 31. They have an injury. They had an injury. I don't know who it was. Devin Brown 21 and 12. Zach Archer had 18 and 11. Tennessee going up against Georgetown. Got a couple prospects in here, and Georgetown pulls up the upset. 23 points for Prince Aminu. On the other side, Adam LaPonte had 24 and 10. And Roland Banks had 14 and 8. And they are out of here. BYU. Take care of American. I still don't forget about Jack Cosby selling them free throws. Only had 7 and 6. I don't believe in him. Chattanooga. UConn. UConn wins. Trey Phillips, 22 points. 24 for Julian Love. USC and Eastern Kentucky. Haven't seen any upsets, any crazy upsets so far. USC won. Northern Florida taking on Houston, and they survived by 3 points. 22 and 9, 5 steals for Darius Carrington. San Diego State got upsetted by Arkansas Little Rock by 3 points. Oh, it went to OT and everything. UCLA didn't play yet. Siena taking on Miami. Miami dog walks them. Zaire Gasson, 20 points, 21 for Ricky Cruz. I'll do it again. He had 21 and 9 assists, I think. Villanova. Take care of business. Trayvon Hopkins, 21 and 12 and 4 blocks. Xavier Louisville. Logan Shazowskis is still out. And so is Xavier. 21 for Lamar Ruffin, 19 for Moses Johnson. I think Providence and UMass. Is it UMass? Or like it. Aaron Booth had 8 points. They won that game though. That's what it's all about. Marquette takes care of business. 19 for Isaiah Green. All right, 8-9 matchup. Oregon, Syracuse, Trent Beretta, D. Coop, 2 prospects to watch, and Syracuse ends up advancing by with a 28 point performance by D. Coop, son. 7 to 10 from the field, got to the line 17 times. Trent Beretta, though, he had 29 and 9, did what he can to keep the team in the game, but didn't really get too much help. He got a little bit, though. They couldn't get stops. Another 8-9 matchup, Nevada taking on Notre Dame. Nevada was the team that handed UNLV the first loss, and Notre Dame has been on a run to won 11 out of their last 12 games. and make it 12 out of the last 13. 8-9, San Jose State, Arizona. Surprisingly, Arizona is a lower seed, and they escape with a 2-point victory after go-ahead free throws after getting fouled with 1 second left. Long Young got 18. And no one overall seed. The Cambridge Twins and UCLA win by 22. 22 in a game for Tyson Cambridge. Dyson has 16. Is that all the first round? UNLV or Roberts. UNLV gets back on track, obviously. Dennis Prince, 21 points, 16 rebounds, and 4 blocks. So Ole Miss hasn't played yet. We had an upset. I guess you call it upset. Ryder lost by 4 points. Other than that, no upsets on the south side of the region. 8-9, can't really call that upset. Georgetown, they might have pulled out the biggest upset, I think, in the first round. Georgia State beat Hofstra. On the other side, West region is definitely no upsets. Yeah, and this is the last game. So before we do that, might as well do what we got to do to control. Georgetown, Texas next. Marquette, Providence. Two biggest teams going at it. Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. Villanova, Michigan State. Go to the ACC real quick. Miami, Louisville. Duke, Kentucky. Syracuse, and UCLA. Big Ten. There's no Big Ten teams, right? Yeah. AIS. BYU and USC. Big man matchup. Jack Cosby going up against Diego Gonzalez. Texas. Houston, UConn. That's about to be a good ass game. Memphis plays Arkansas in the NIT. UTEP plays Utah. St. Louis, Gonzaga. UNLV, Arizona. Alabama got an easy one. Guess you could say there's no easy games when it comes to the tournament. That's a damn lie, though. Pressure is always on, though. LSU, George Washington. Uh, Ole Miss, we all know they're gonna win their game. Plus, they about to pull up Purdue or Virginia. All right, they won comfortably. You save this. Yes, sir. Let's get back into it. All right. Still in the first weekend. Next games. Let me go to the tournament. Like actually seeing the tournament tree while we do this. Alabama plays first. Let's get this out the way. Mm. They almost won by 60 in the second round. 39 points for Chase Cassidy. All right. Okay, Chase. 13 of 15. Nah, they was relentless with it. Then the rest of the starters. Now Duke versus Kentucky. Duke wins by 3 points. Kentucky had a chance. Oh, Duke hit a game winner. Hey, yo, at the buzzer. At the buzzer, game winning three. You know how 2K simulation be crazy because he got a rebound and somehow, tell me if this makes sense. In 1 second, no timeout call, no advancing of the ball. Reggie Mack gets a rebound. Somebody else takes the shot, and Reggie or Rich Mack, one of the Macks get a rebound. Someone else takes a shot. They hit a three, and they don't get credit with the assist. It's 2K simulation, but it is what it is. Duke is going on to the Sweet 16 after basically, I guess, a half court shot, you could say, from a bench guy. So it was Rich Mack that got the rebound. Reggie Mack wasn't in the game at the time. Rich Mack, 26 points and 5 rebounds. On the other side, the guards came to play. They each had a double-double. 26, 10, 26, 6 and 10, and 20 and 10. And Kentucky is going home in a heartbreaker. No Shawn Michaels. That's tough. That must have felt like a Sweet Chin Music when that shot. Nah, I remember in middle school, it was my 8th grade year. I think the shot ended up being on ESPN. Yeah, the shot was on ESPN. A dude hit a full court shot, basically. He shot it from the other free throw line and nailed that shit, bro. I dropped to my knees, bro. I'm like, yo. And we was ass in middle school, too. Just couldn't catch a break. Georgetown going up against Texas, though. And see you later, Georgetown. I ain't come to play. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for all this. Prince Aminu was the only one that was ready. Only one in double figures, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Prince, shout out to you on a good season. Don't know if you could end up being first team all. I could tell you not gonna be first team All American, but you definitely hoop for sure. Texas A&M, Kansas. Oh, that nigga Clark Kellogg was not lying about this Kansas team. Not lying about this Kansas team. Texas A&M, I think if we're not mistaken, a couple episodes ago that they had one of the best defenses, and that showed tonight. Holding Kansas to 25% shooting and only 43 points. Zach Archer, 1 of 10 from the field. That's gonna leave a bad taste in Scout's mouth. AKA the number one scout and the only scout that really matters. Me. Damn, you went out like that. You went out like a sucker. You went out like a sucker. It's all right. I seen Franz Wagner go out bad in a tournament and then he ended up being good. Guess it happens. USC, BYU. Battle at the 5 spot. BYU smokes them. Jack Crosby, 17. Domingo had 18. Number 4, number 5. This is the matchup I wanted to see. UConn taking on Houston. And Houston ends up winning this game. UConn is out. So now that's 2 blue bloods that's out of here. And good thing I did not control UNC. All the shit I was there talking about them, I was fucking right, nigga. They ain't deserve to be controlled by me. UConn is out of here in the second round. Kentucky's out of here. And Kansas out of here. All in the same bracket, too. That's still crazy that they put them in the same bracket. Danny Campbell at 19. Julian Love, 2 of 8 from the field. That will do it. UConn is out of here. And they got 4 prospects leaving for the draft, too. Villanova loses to Michigan State. Toussaint had 34 points, double-double for Trayvon. Now we got Louisville taking on Miami. Point guard spot, Lamar Ruffin taking on Ricky Cruz. And Zaire Gatson taking on Moses Johnson in a 1-point game. This had to, all right, it's definitely went to overtime because Ricky Cruz played 42 minutes. So it might have went to double overtime because I know he probably didn't play that much minutes before. 25 and 9 for Ricky Cruz. They lose by a point. Zaire Gatson has 16 and 12. Moses Johnson, 22 and 12 and 4 steals. Lamar Ruffin, 19, 7 and 9. And I guess they just took wait, hold up. Did you get an and one? Oh, they got an and one, made the free throw. That was basically it. 4 or 5, another conference matchup in the tournament. Providence taking on Marquette. 2 shooting guards going at it. Aaron Booth, Isaiah Green, and Marquette advances. Aaron Booth 15, Isaiah Green 15. They both similar prospects too. Athletic, could shoot, attack closeouts, do simple things. Now UCLA, Syracuse. Syracuse just could be overmatched. I know Dyson Cambridge could guard Dwayne Cooper, has the strength and everything, just hasn't neutralized him. Other than that, Syracuse don't really got nothing. Yeah, they lost by 19. D Coop, he got his own though. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Salute. Salute. Good luck. Good luck in the league. Dyson didn't really do anything. Tyson didn't really do anything either, and they still won comfortably. Yeah, they got a squad. It's the reason why there's #1 overall seed. And is that it? Second round? Uh, might have one more game. I think that's the last one. Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech gets upset. Oh, shit, I ain't even really peeped that for a second. I thought they won. Notre Dame is continuing on their streak. What the hell? Yo, they on a run, bro. They are on a run. This is crazy. Oh, UNLV Arizona's last game. Notre Dame, they go into the Sweet 16. Marquette, like, oh, nah. Duke should have. If Duke won, bro, they would have been in this bracket. Who else in there? Come on, dog. Easy way to the final. Easy money. Easy money. It don't matter though. They're gonna be against Texas A&M, one of the best defenses. Played Kentucky already. Then if they win that, they're gonna play the winner of Ole Miss and Houston. I know Houston gonna want to get their look back after Jamal Shea got injured. All right. UNLV, Arizona. UNLV wins. Dennis Prince, 21 and 19, 3 steals and 3 blocks. Dominant. DeLon Young, 21, 7 and 4. And that's the end of the week. We about to go to 2K Sports College Hoops tonight. So I can take a break from talking. Y'all can take a break from hearing my voice. But let's get into that.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel here with my partner, Clark Kellogg. Just ahead on the special NCAA tournament edition of College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. We'll look at the big games that the Sweet 16 has to offer, as well as break down the action from the first weekend of the tournament. But we begin with the player who dominated the first week of the tournament.
Number 12 had as good a week as we have seen from a small forward all season. He was nearly unstoppable in all facets of the game.
Now that we've made it through the first weekend, let's take a look at some of the big matchups that we'll be seeing in the Sweet 16. There are going to be a lot of wins on the sidelines in this matchup. Two of the game's most recognizable figures will meet as they each try to coach their teams to victory. I'd bet on seeing some pretty disciplined basketball. And how about another huge matchup from the third round? This will be a fantastic battle. This is shaping up to be a prototypical style versus style matchup. Great scorers on one side of the court, great defenders on the other. This is going to be a real showdown.
Alabama has the best chance to win this game, but it's obviously an extremely close matchup. I just like the way they've been playing in pressure situations lately. They should be able to handle the big game atmosphere a little better.
As usual, the first weekend of March Madness had what are sure to be some of the most dramatic contests of the entire tournament. Our first game was an outstanding matchup from the first round. Providence was victorious over Massachusetts.
The Providence Friars were intensely focused coming into this game, and their preparation was outstanding. They looked like they were ready for anything, Greg, kind of like you are when we come into the studio. Pausell took care of business in this one. His 19 points led all scorers. Watching him basically put his teammates on his back and single-handedly carry them to the victory in a big game situation like this was stupendous. And for him to have a game like that on college basketball's grandest stage, the NCAA tournament, is simply phenomenal, Greg. What a performance.
This next game was another superb March Madness battle. Duke dismantled Kentucky.
This game needed the full clock to decide who was going to come out as the winner. The action was so back and forth that the crowd never had a chance to relax the entire game. Duke played some absolutely stifling defense. They made the guys on the other side work for every basket, and you can see that reflected in the shooting percentage. They never let up on the defensive end. That really took the pressure off the offense and allowed them to dictate the tempo of the game. To me, that was the biggest factor.
That's our show, everyone. For all of us here at the 2K Sports Studios, thanks for watching. Enjoy the tournament. We'll see you next week on College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by...
We back in the Sweet 16. Let's take a look at the matchups. We got UCLA going up against Illinois, Michigan State going up against Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Houston, and Duke and Texas A&M. Then in the South Regional, damn, they so lucky. This shit weak over here in the South Regional. Notre Dame, Marquette. Well, I guess shit ain't sweet. Just look at NC State. I thought shit was sweet and Duke ended up losing though. So I don't think you want to play Notre Dame at this point. They shown that they could beat anybody. They beat Georgia Tech. They beat Duke early on in the season, and they beat UConn twice. So they could really they could beat anybody. Louisville, South Florida, UNLV, BYU, and Texas and Alabama. That's probably the game I'm looking forward to most, other than obviously Duke. I want to see the Max win. You feel me? And if it's not them, I kind of want to see UCLA get it done. UCLA and Bama. Those are probably the top 3 picks that I have going into this. And I got to make sure I control all these teams. Also, let's see what's going on in the NIT. They in the second round of days. Okay, we've seen enough. Let me go to the schedule and make sure we got all these teams controlled that we need to have controlled. Need to mute my TV again. Arcade, okay. ACC, I know Louisville, yep. Duke, obviously. Who Miami lose to? Oh, they lost to Louisville. Okay. I guess Big Ten we could just control. Michigan just to see what happens. BYU, UNLV, Texas, Houston. Low key, I might have controlled every team. Oh, wait, UNLV, who do they play? 'Cause I don't think I controlled them. And then Mountain West, BYU. So I probably did. All right. Oh, I didn't do the NIT teams. I kind of want to keep track of see what's going on in that. Man, I'm bugging. SEC. I think Auburn is still in there. Yeah, I did that. Mountain West. Oh, I had them controlled the whole time. Anyway, let's get back into it. LSU going up against George Washington, and George Washington ends up eliminating them. Julius Lorenzo, who I ended up changing his name to Julius Lopez, finishes with 26 points, and he will be entering the NBA draft. Memphis, Arkansas. Arkansas wins by 15 points. Cal said, I'm leaving here with something. 44 points, 9 rebounds. Okay. Sincere Porter, 9 made threes. Looks like Tyree Smith got injured. Actually, never mind. I'm bugging. There he is. UTEP and Utah. UTEP is out of here. Blackman at 19 and 12 in his last game. Auburn. Advances. Teachborn has 17. Gonzaga, St. Louis. St. Louis eliminates Gonzaga. TJ Russell had 20 points, 7 assists in his final college game, and he will be entering the draft. And here we go, Sweet 16 time. Alabama, Texas. Let's start it off right. Chase Cassidy matching up against Jamari Scott. And Texas puts up 106 points on Alabama, and they advance to be the first team to advance to the Elite Eight. Jamari Scott had 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. 16 for Dustin Williams. Looking at Alabama, they had a pretty good run, making it to the Sweet 16. Chase Cassidy, 13 and 10. Mario Ellington had 27 and 4 blocks. Special player, going to be special in the league. Derek Murray had 15. 3 NBA players right there on the Alabama team going home, and now we got Duke going up against A&M. And Duke wins by 14 points. Rich Mack, 27 points and 11 rebounds. Reggie Mack, 19, 5 and 5, and 6 steals to go along that to clinch their way to the Elite Eight. Now we got UNLV versus BYU. And UNLV take care of business. Dennis Prince, 26 points, 17 rebounds, 3 steals, and 4 blocks. He might be creeping up in that lottery range for me if he hasn't already. I haven't really thought of my big boy. Probably gonna wait till after the season start, after the tournament to start crafting that. And Houston taking on Ole Miss. And we're gonna have the matchup between Houston and Duke. Okay. Hey, get Ole Miss the fuck out of here. I'm tired of them. I'm mad they got that #1 seed over us. Then they said that was the first time they got #1 seed. And of course, because I can't remember. I can't even tell you a time that they was even close. Dante Knight, 17 and 10. Darius Carrington, 17. Duke, Houston, and the Elite Eight. Texas Tech, Michigan State. Two teams I could care less about. And Michigan State is going to the Elite Eight. UCLA. Is that the next game? Watch it be a random game. Yep, of course. South Florida going up against Louisville. South Florida is going to the Elite Eight. Louisville got smacked. Moses Johnson had 23. And UCLA taking on Illinois. And UCLA wins by 17 points. Tyson Cambridge, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Tyson ain't really doing anything. And now we got the Elite Eight set, if I'm not mistaken. Do we? Nope, we got one more game. Marquette, Notre Dame. Can Notre Dame keep the streak alive? They lose by 2 points. Yeah, they lost by 2. Notre Dame is finally out of here. Isaiah Green, 16 and 10. Florence has 6 points. I'll change his name. I forgot what his name is. But it doesn't matter. They're out of here. So Marquette and South Florida. That's nasty. And the South Regional. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing right now. All right, let me save this. Schedule time. All right, use my brain. Marquette, Big East. Texas. A 1-day game. Already controlling Duke, so I don't have to do that. UNLV. UCLA. Arkansas. Arkansas still playing in theirs. I think that's it for the NIT. I feel like everybody else lost. So is that in Elite Eight? Any other teams I need to control? I don't think so. Yeah, that's it. All right. It's the Elite Eight. NIT. You got Arkansas in the Final Four, the NIT. Texas, UNLV. All right. So this is probably the best comp that Dennis Prince is going up against and Dustin Williams. This is about to be a great ass game. I guess the winner, whoever wins this, is going to the championship game because I don't believe in anybody in that South regional. And UNLV is going to the Final Four. Dustin Williams got held to 4 points and 11 rebounds on 2 of 8 shooting. Jamari Scott had 20. Dennis Prince, he's on a dominant run. 25 points, 16 rebounds, and 6 blocks. Brother. Brother, is he top 10? He might, it might not be a question. He might have to be a top 10 pick. Might have to lock that in. the way he playing, Duke, Houston. Duke wins by 3 points, and now they're going to the Final Four. 11 assists for Matt Adams, 19 and 12 for Reggie Mack, 23 for Rich Mack, and 3 blocks. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, fellas. Darius Carrington, 9 points. Dante Knight, 22, 4 blocks. See you later. Now we got UCLA, Michigan State. Oh, that's a storyline right here. This is a storyline right here. Tyson Cambridge and UCLA are going to the Final Four, 17, 11, and 8. So we about to have the top 3 prospects that I basically had all year long facing each other in the Final Four. And not only that, we got a pair of twins on each team going up against each other. We got the Cambridge twins versus the Max in the Final Four. And then on the other side, Marquette win, bro. I'm not trying to see no damn South Florida and UNLV. All right, Marquette won. At least we got Isaiah Green leading his team to the Final Four. Is there any other games that need to be sent? I think Arkansas. All right, so there's the Final Four set. UCLA taking on Duke. The real national championship game. Then on the other side, you got Marquette and UNLV. Actually, I can't disrespect UNLV because they nice. They are nice. Let's look at this real quick. UNLV got a better overall team. Marquette has a better coach. Yeah. Shit. Think we're about to see a rematch of 1991 national championship. Duke, UCLA. Actually, that's the Final Four. Duke and UCLA definitely played back in the day in the 90s. I don't know when. 91, though, it was Duke and Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it a rematch? I feel like they played UNLV. Brother, I was not born. My shit all mixed up. Duke, UCLA, 2 blue bloods going at it. Then you got Marquette and UNLV. We're about to head into college basketball tonight. I'm going to end this episode right here. Well, I'm going to stop. I end it right here. We're about to go to college basketball tonight. Then end the episode. It's your boy, Reg Dollar. Enough talking for me. It's going to be a whole lot of action in that Final Four.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel, joined at the anchor desk by my partner, Clark Kellogg. Next up on the NCAA Tournament Edition of College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. We'll recap some of the terrific games from the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, as well as preview the great matchups that make up the Final Four. But we begin with the player who gave a virtuoso performance in the second week of the tournament.
Prince had a fantastic week. He dominated the action from his power forward spot, and that's no easy task in college basketball these days.
Clark, the past weekend provided some incredible drama, so let's take a look at some of the most exciting contests from the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. Our first game was an outstanding matchup from the Elite 8. UCLA got by Michigan State.
This game was so intense that I thought both teams might burn themselves out by halftime. They weren't holding anything back. And why should they? That Final Four spot was just 40 minutes away. UCLA did a tremendous job in the rebounding department. It was truly a dominant performance on the glass. They showed great hustle and determination every time a shot went up on either end. That's always an area that can really be an indicator of a team's performance, and the rebounding numbers told the tale in this one.
Next up was another exceptional tournament contest. Duke did away with Houston.
Well, Greg, this game wasn't decided until that final buzzer sounded. A couple of different bounces one way or the other, and this could have been a totally different outcome. Mack was not going to be denied. His 23 points led all scorers. And in addition to his scoring, he is a tenacious defender. He makes everyone around him a better defender. With this combination of offense and defense, it's easy to see why they won this game. This isn't a preseason tournament, Greg. This is the big dance. He stepped up in a way that few players can in this kind of spotlight. And for that, we should give him a big imaginary high five.
Let's break down the matchups that'll be coming up on college basketball's biggest stage, the Final Four. With all the talent on display this weekend, we should see quite a show. This will be a fantastic battle. This is shaping up to be a prototypical style versus style matchup. Great scorers on one side of the court, great defenders on the other. This is going to be a real showdown. And the other Final Four contest should be just as riveting. I'm looking forward to this game just like everybody else. This matchup has the possibility of becoming quite a little rivalry because these teams match up so well against each other, and it's always a heated atmosphere when they're on the court together. That'll do it for us here in the studio. For my partner, Clark Kellogg, I'm Greg Gumbel. Thanks for watching College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. Enjoy the Final Four.